Hello again, my name is Gene Felder with Desco Industries. I'm the Corporate Product Manager. We are doing a series of ESD Control video clips, and today we want to talk about compliance verification. For people who want to access these, go to descoindustries.com. We go to market through quite a few number of brand names, so select the icon with the brand name that you purchased, click it. If you go to their website, the brand's website, there will be a tab, ESD information, and all the videos that we've done will be listed there. Now, there are a number of free downloads, documents from the ESD Association. Their website is esda.org. So they have ANSI ESD S2020 available at no charge. That gives you the information and the requirements for a written ESD control program. Also available at no charge is the packaging standard, ANSI ESD S541. There are others, including the glossary, which is the terms used in ESD control. Now in 2007, S2020 was updated, and there are a number of tables in that document listing technical requirements, and it tells you now that for product qualification, you require a specific ESD Association standard, but basically everything in compliance verification is ESD TR53. TR means technical report, so if you go to esda.org and you go to technical reports, you can purchase the ESD TR53. This is the one document I would recommend most people who have a facility have an ESD protected area that they purchase. Now the cost is $75 if you want a hard copy and you're a member of the ESD Association, and it ranges to $130 if you want to download it and you are not a member. Why should you care? Well, S2020 requires that you have a written compliance verification plan, and the test procedure for compliance verification is ESD TR53. So let me go through this. And of course what you have is users that are like three different types. If your company has a good ESD control program, there should be absolutely nothing new in this. And if you've documented the test procedures that you have for checking your various ESD protected area, ESD control items, they should be basically the same as we've written in here. The ESD TR53 includes what test equipment to use, the simplified test procedure, and it also includes troubleshooting information. There's three tables in S2020, Table 1 for grounding, Table 2 for personnel grounding, and then Table 3 for your ESD protected area, ESD control items. If you're a company that has a good ESD control program and you do compliance verification, but say you've never gotten around to documenting the testing that you do, like every time an employee goes into the ESD protected area, they check their wrist straps, or they check their foot grounders or ESD footwear. If you go in here, bingo, it should be exactly what you've done. And instead of you starting with a blank piece of paper to document what you're doing, you can take the text from this document, ESD TR53, for your compliance verification test procedure. Now, unfortunately, we sell lots of ESD control products, and we have people that buy them, install them. They don't check them when they install them. They don't check them when they over time, and they can run into big trouble. An ESD control program should be robust. We have an ESD awareness guide, and we compare it to a hospital room, an operating room in a hospital, and sterilization. And many people have gone to school and you get graded on the curve. But in sterilization in an operating room and ESD control in your factory, if you have 9 different steps where the different items are supposed to be sterilized, you do a great job on the 9 steps, but there's a 10th step in there that the medical item gets completely contaminated with germs, then this is not good enough. Usually 9 out of 10 is a 90% is an A. Do I get an A? No, you don't get an A. You get an F. Because why? Because the patient may get infected, the patient may die. In ESD control, if you have 9 different manufacturing steps, that you do a great, robust ESD control where everything is periodically checked, that it's what it's supposed to be, it meets the required limits of the tables of S2020, but then you have some other manufacturing step where the ESD sensitive item is subjected to electrostatic discharges. Do you get a A? Hey, I got 9 out of 10 items, that's 90%, I get an A, right? No, you get an F, because that if you don't have a catastrophic failure in your product, you may very well have latent defects that you're subjecting your products to. So you want a robust ESD control program. It's very important because whatever quality problems you have with your product and warranty claims, if they are intermittent, if they are puzzling, they almost for sure are ESD type of damage to those products. So as I say, the test equipment is in here. Typically an item like for work surfaces is to measure resistance to ground. The simplified test is to just measure it to ground, which is a systems test. Then in troubleshooting, if you get a bad resistance reading, then you might, with 2 5-pound electrodes, measure resistance, top-to-top resistance, RTT. We go here to another simplified piece of equipment is a AC outlet checker. This checks that the AC outlet, you have what, hot, neutral, and ground. We're going to ground, and this just verifies very quickly that the 3 items are wired correctly. So in here are the various things, work surfaces. Of course, wrist straps would be a normal wrist strap checker primarily. It also gives you a procedure to check with a meter the wrist strap. You have footwear, flooring, 2 different ways to check ESD garments while they're worn, which is typically with a wrist strap tester, or you lay it on an insulative surface and measure it with the 5-pound electrodes again. Air ionizers are measured with a charge plate monitor, or this SP 3.3, we call it an ionization test kit, where you can measure the discharge times by using a stopwatch or even counting. So it's the normal type of equipment that people use. Also covered in here are seating and mobile equipment like carts. Once again, typically the 5-pound electrode measuring the resistance to see that it meets the required limit in S2020. In this, there's a short little annex, and we often get questions about how frequently should you go out there and test these various items. Basically, the only item that there's the strong emphasis that 100% should be checked are ionizers, but sampling can be done just like your normal QC system for sampling inspection. And the test frequency, we don't know the value of your product. We don't know how bad it can be if there's a failure. So what it says in ESD TR 53 is that each user must determine their own test frequency. Buy this one. This is the #1 recommendation from me, and thank you very much for your attention.